What is going on, all of you beautiful people? This is Clayster bringing you guys a YouTube video, a little one that's a little bit overdue. I've been having a lot of stuff on my plate lately, been doing a lot of stuff for you guys. Been trying to get together some new sponsorships, signing some new deals, and sending out a lot of emails trying to get some live stuff figured out. But here I am, ready to upload this vlog for you guys about our Gfinity win in London at the Gfinity Arena. Phase up, ended up winning the entire tournament back to back, and right at coming hot off our UMG Dallas win, and then winning Gfinity, the third biggest tournament of the year, only second to MLG World Championships coming up in October and COD Championships earlier in March that I also won. So, yeah, if we can win this one coming up in October, me and Attach will have won the three biggest tournaments of the year, three ones that matter the most, I guess. X Games is probably up there as well, maybe a little bit above this Gfinity event, so maybe the three of the top four that we've won. But when it comes to prize money, it's definitely the top three. I'm going to take you guys a little bit through most of our games. A lot of our games are a little cloudy since it was about a week ago. We had a lot of fun out there. The entire FaZe clan came out. We had everyone out there. Rain, Apex, Blaziken, Temper, Banks, Hugs, Cone. We had a lot of people out there supporting us, doing our thing. It was really awesome. Tommy, Zuma's dad actually came out. I know he lives in Italy and he came up for the event. It was a really good time to have everyone out there. It was unfortunate that we couldn't have the rest of our supporting cast, my family, my girlfriend, a bunch of our friends and stuff that usually come out, Dylan's mom, stuff like that. We didn't have our entire supporting cast out there, but we had the vast majority of the FaZe clan, and it was a really good time getting to know all those dudes. We actually flew up to the FaZe house a day before. Me and Attach did. We all met up there, all four, me and all three of my teammates. We met up at the FaZe house the night before we flew to London. We ended up staying up all night watching, TV, playing FIFA, playing NHL, stuff like that. Ended up leaving really early in the morning, around 6 or 7 a.m. to go to our flight. It was a pretty easy going flight to watch a couple movies on the way and stuff like that, and ended up having a really good time on the way there. We get there and we settle in and stuff like that. Hit the casino for a little bit and end up. I stayed about even. I actually ended up losing my wallet going through Heathrow Airport, which is the London airport. I got off the plane and Dylan gave me his external charger, his battery, his phone charger thing. And I bent down to put it in my backpack and let it charge in there, and my wallet like popped out of my back pocket. I ended up losing my wallet the entire trip. Got it on the way home though, but unfortunately all the cards were canceled and stuff, so I had Banks loan me some money the entire time I was there. What a great guy and a great friend. So basically we get to Gfinity on Friday, and we only have one match. We only have one match Friday and Saturday, and then we have played the rest of the bracket on Sunday. So on Friday we played like Liquid Gaming or Spirit Gaming or something like that. I apologize to those guys for not remembering their team name, but it was one of those teams that was kind of like not to say that they're bad, but they're definitely not on the upper echelon of teams. You know, occasionally you'll get the surprising team like Barrage Esports at ESWC, who you underestimate and they come out firing. But well, these guys were not the case. We ended up 3-0ing them pretty swiftly. And then on Saturday we ended up playing Infused. They are actually a really good European team that Marky B and all them were on. We didn't have too much trouble with them in pool play. We actually ended up 3-0ing them, but it was a really close 3-0. They ended up blowing a lead in the first map, and then blowing a lead in the second or the third map as well, I believe, if I remember correctly. So regardless, it was a really close match, but we ended up 3-0ing them as well. I normally walk through all the maps, but for the pool play matches, I'm having a bit difficulty remembering the matches. I just remember that it was really close against Infused in pool play, so we ended up going through first in our pool into the bracket play on Sunday, where we conveniently matched up against Envious first round. And it's unfortunate for them, unfortunate for us that we had to play such a good team. They had to play such a good team. When the first round of the tournament, especially in a single limit tournament, it's kind of luck of the draw in the bracket. But if you want to win the whole thing, you got to beat everyone. So that was our mindset going into it. Regardless, we played Envy first map. It was Detroit Hardpoint. It was a really close hardpoint that they ended up bringing back at the end, and we just had a couple clutch kills inside the hardpoint. Me and Attach. I know Zuma had a really clutch one-on-one on Aqua and the Fire when we were all three dead. He won the one-on-one to make it a 1v1 and get some hill time. We also, me and Attach, had a really good play at the end. He laid down on locker side of the hill, the last hill, and I just pre-fired over him with a ballad in the fire. Ended up getting like 2 kills that way. We ended up getting 4 down. Ended up winning the map pretty handedly. And going into the second map was Solar Search. We just play called every round, and when you have the intelligence that you have on our team and you're play calling every single round, it becomes a bit difficult for the other team, especially if we start predicting them right and predicting their rhythm. As soon as we find their rhythm and start predicting them right, like multiple rounds in a row, it becomes a bit difficult for them to strategize and come up with strategies to counter us, because we're countering the strategies that they've already made up, so then they have to adapt to us, and it makes it a bit difficult for them to come back from. I know we had a couple really good play calls, like Attach's Ninja Diffuse. He had a sick turn on Looney at one point. You know, we had 2v4s, 1v2s. I had a really nice play against Octane to clinch the map where he thought I was going to sneak defuse since attached sneak defuse earlier in the round or earlier in the map, and then I ended up waiting for him, ended up killing him. Just a lot of really good plays by us where we were just thinking really, really cohesively and really concise. Third map was comeback uplink. That was one of the craziest comeback uplinks I've ever played. Envy is one of the best uplink teams in the game, so we were playing this uplink, and basically I choked. We had the comeback. We ended up grinding out the map harder than them. I feel like we had a really good play where I went to sandbags when we were down one. I ended up getting a kill and getting the ball tossed to me and dunk it in to go up one. And we honestly that should have been the game kind of. I panicked really hard when they threw it into our base, and my teammates were just saying, reset it, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. So I just got it. I was like, all right, I'm tossing it green. So I just launched it green. One of them happened to be in the air with a dash right by it. He dashed, grabbed the ball, and if the ball would have just taken one bounce, it would have been completely fine. But my hair is looking crazy today. I'm getting this stuff cut very, very shortly. Sometime this week, I'm going to get my hair cut, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue looking like a scumbag anymore. But anyways, they end up catching the ball, dunking it with literally no seconds left. I thought we won the game. I stood up and was like, yeah, oh, what the heck? Same thing with the naval. We all just kind of, hey, Olive, we all just kind of collectively thought we won, but then ended up not winning. It was unfortunate, and it was my mistake. I was really upset that I choked that. I was actually really, really upset about it. And, oh, my dog just went to the bathroom. Nice. So basically, we go into the fourth map. Yeah, I'm so stupid. Anyways, going to the fourth map, and was retreat hardpoint, and we honestly just Zuma started off really poorly, like 1 in 10 or something like that. We ended up tying it up on Purple or Turtle Hill when he was like 1 in 10 or 1 in 12, and that just goes to show like the slaying power that the rest of us have. Like you have somebody with 1 kill, we're basically playing 3v4, and we're still tie game. They went up like 50 points first hardpoint, and then we came back and ended up tying it on the second hardpoint, and then it was just kind of like momentum from there on out. We had some really clutch 2 pieces on that retreat hardpoint that allowed us to solidify that game. And honestly, it was just game over. We played smart. We played better than them. I feel like we made more plays than them, which is all of this Call of Duty comes down to who can make the most plays. And when you have 4 playmakers on a team like me, Taz, Doom, and Enable, it's kind of hard to slow down our momentum and slow down our rhythm. But Optic did end up doing that, and I will get into that after I go by this Infused match. We ended up winning the Envious match 3-1, advancing to the semifinals where we played Infused again, the people that we played in pool play, like Marky B, LXT, and stuff like that. So we end up playing them, and we win the first map. It wasn't a blowout, I don't think. I can't really remember too much. Trying to remember what map it actually was, but I know it was at least relatively close. Then we end up going into the second map, which is Recovery Search, and we were up like 5-2 or something like that, and it ended up being like they came back on us in 1-6-5. They were planning A every single round on recovery. It was like really quick plans. We didn't have a strategy to counter it. Now we do, thankfully. They end up winning 6-5 in that recovery search, and then on to the third map. We blew them out on the third map, if I recall correctly. It was an uplink on Biolab. Oh, no, it wasn't Biolab. I think it was Detroit or Comeback. I honestly can't remember, but I know that we did blow them out. And then fourth map, I think, was Biolab Hardpoint, which we ended up grinding out to the very end. If I recall these maps incorrectly, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I can't really remember. Sometimes in tournament wins, all this stuff blends together because you're not really focused on the maps. You're just focused on the rhythm of the game, the momentum, and stuff like that. So then we headed into the grand finals, which was against Optic Gaming. We had to beat them or they had to beat us, or we had to beat them in a best of 7. It was a single best of 7. That was it. First map was Solar Hardpoint, one of our best maps. We actually beat them on it at UMG Dallas pretty badly, with Zuma dropping 50 and myself almost dropping 50 as well. But they ended up taking it on us, which kind of blew our mind. We were 16 for 16 in hardpoint going into this match, and we ended up losing 2 of our very first hardpoints on land together in the grand finals against Optic Gaming. It says a lot about the resilience of our team and the tenacity of our team to lose 2 hardpoints after we're undefeated in it going into this grand finals match. So we end up losing first map pretty bad, Solar Hardpoint. Then we end up losing Biolab Search really bad, 6-0. We got 6-0. And I think that was a product. We haven't played Biolab that much together. We've only played Biolab probably like 5 or 6 times together, and that might seem like a really, really low number, but without the league practice and with 2Ks and 5Ks having really bad map selection, it's a lot more difficult for us to get really good search practice. So we weren't really prepared for a lot of the stuff they were doing, but now that they've shown us where we're weak at and stuff like that, we're definitely going to have a lot more strategies prepared when it comes into UMGDC here in about a month. it was actually really funny because we lost 6-0 to Biolab Search, went down 0-2, and literally it's quiet for like 5 seconds, and then I go, we just got fucking shit on, and we all just started laughing, and it made the vibe go from like down here like way up to here. It's little things like that that people don't realize that really affect your mental game when it comes to really getting things back into gear. And I think a lot of it has to do with the experience that myself and my teammates have. They knew what I was trying to do. They're not like, "Oh, Clay, shut up!" Like we just got 6-0. They knew that that I was just trying to lighten the mood, making jokes, stuff like that. And like I say that, we all start cracking up. The vibe changed immediately. We're like, "All right, come back up, Link. Let's do this shit. Let's fucking win. Let's get this." And we ended up coming out firing. We came out really, really hot. Really, really good games for my teammates on that comeback uplink. I think it was either Zoomer or Enable had a really, really intense or really, really good game on that comeback uplink. We all played really well. And then going into the third or the fourth map, Retreat Hardpoint, which is another one of our best hardpoint maps, but it's also Optic's best. And we knew that, but we knew that we could beat them on it. And it ended up coming down to the last hill. There was some small mistakes by us that allowed them to get an extra 10, 20 points that we shouldn't have allowed. They ended up winning by about 10, 15 points. And I think it was honestly just a small mistake from us. We ended up having bad spawn with like 15 seconds going into the last hill. And I went all the way around and ended up getting a two-piece pool wall and turtle and jumped into the hill and ended up dying. But we broke the hill. And then they had a really nice break on us. They spawned dub, and I spawned back gravel. I jumped top circle, and I shouldn't have jumped top circle. I should have just stayed and held back gap and back stairs, so then my teammates only had to watch court door and pool door just between the three of them because I can hold the back steps and the gap by myself. And if I give that up, then it opens up back pool door coming from turtle, back steps, and pool hop. So that opens up 3 extra cuts that my teammates have to watch. So I think I shouldn't have pushed out circle right there and ended up dying. And it ended up costing us because they set up a really good pinch on us. They took their time, they ended up pinching and winning that map. So went down 3-1, and you could tell we were all kind of shook about it. We lost 2 hard points, but we knew that we had 2 searches and an uplink left, and we knew that we could win both the searches and the uplink. It was recovery search. We knew we just lost it to infuse, but we knew that we had really good strategies. We knew what to do to counter that A plant. And we had actually just watched Optic play their team, Optic Nation, on recovery search right before this match because we played Infuse and then Optic played ON and then we played in the finals. So I actually got to watch them play recovery and I wrote down a lot of their strats and stuff like that. So we were really, really prepared going into recovery search. And we ended up grinding it out. It was one of the hardest maps I've had to play. None of us really had a standout performance. We all just did our job. Attach got a really sick 2-piece to end the game when Karma could have clutched it versus me. I only had a pistol and a sniper in the 2v1 at the very, very end. So I think if Dylan doesn't get that 2-piece, it goes to 5-5, and it could be a completely different tournament. But fortunately for me, Dylan's a monster. He gets that 2-piece. We all had some really good plays on that search. We also had some really bad plays. Like at one point, we had to just find 2 players, and we ended up not being able to. We took too long doing it. But I'm not going to get really into that specific on it. We know what we need to fix. Whatever, ended up winning that map 6-4. Going into the Detroit uplink, we ended up playing really, really well versus them. I was really happy with the way that we played our bad side, going for ones when we knew we needed to, not really forcing anything. Dylan got a really sick 2-point play randomly off the start of the second side. I don't really understand how he had it. He just kind of killed the ball guy. Nobody else was around him. Ended up getting a free dunk. Enable had a really sick stop at the first half that really killed their momentum. That stop that he had on Krim, where Krim basically had a dunk. He was behind a wall right next to our point, and I even gave it up. I was like, good try. And then Enable ends up killing him somehow, hits every single bullet, ends up killing Krim and stopping the 2-point play to keep us up by like 4 or 5 going into the half instead of 3 or 2, which actually matters a lot going into the half. And so then we ended up winning that Detroit link by some really solid play from all of us. My battle shot was on point that game. I was just destroying them. And then we headed into the last map. We were tied up now, and we knew that they were shook. It was Riot Search now, and that's one of our better search maps. We knew that the Optic was kind of shook now that we tied it up 3-3 after being down 3-1 in the grand finals going to the last map. So we decided to just play with a lot of confidence in this Riot Search, and we end up trading rounds at the very beginning. We actually play called, like the first round we all went defensive middle, and they all went A planted the bomb. We actually had a really sick collapse on the bomb to get the defuse. Zuma hit a nice stun that stunned 2 people, ended up giving me 2 easy kills. We end up collapsing on the bomb site, getting that, and then the next round they end up winning on us. Oh yeah, it was basically I thought I heard someone knife me when I jumped over the computers, but it was actually Karma on 3rd story knifing a window. So I turned around pre-fire and ended up dying because of it. It was really stupid, but it's stuff like that in Call of Duty happens. And then there was a host Xbox dropped, and then we came back and we traded rounds again. We did a middle play call where we said they were going to go middle. We sent 3 of us middle, and they ended up just gunning us. They stunned Enable twice, so from now on he's probably going to run Trophy in that situation, so he doesn't get stunned. He can help us in the middle. And then we traded the rounds, and then we honestly, the last 4 rounds that we won in a row, we play called every single round. We're like, all right, we're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and it worked. And this is what I was talking about when you start predicting their rhythm and it starts working in your favor. And if they don't adapt quick enough, the game's already over. So we predicted them once and it worked really well. And then we predicted them a second time and it worked really well. And then to make it 5-2, we predicted an A push out on our defense, and we've like never done that. And we predicted the A push out, and it ended up working really well. Zuma got the first blood, and once you get the first blood, it's whoever gets first blood on that A push out wins the push every time. If defensive gets it, they're gonna win. If offensive gets it, they're gonna win. He ended up getting the first blood, and then we ended up piecing them all inside, ending the round in 15 seconds. And that's when we knew, like, all right, we're up 5-2. They're gonna try something crazy right now. They're gonna rush something. They're gonna push something. So let's all sit back on our defense or on our offensive round. And it worked perfectly. I was sitting top 3, just like watching A. End up getting a really nice kill on Scumpy off of top pillars, and then 2 more challenged me. I made them both one shot. Enable snapped on one, traded that, then he died. Then Attached traded that guy, so it's a 2-on-1. And luckily, Karma was in a really bad positioning for Zuma top 3 to just look down to single AC and kill him. We ended up winning 6-2. It was a really awesome series versus Optic Gaming. We ended up one of the sickest comebacks I've ever had, especially in the grand finals. I've come down from 0-2 in the grand finals at G2 against Epsilon, but I've never come down from 3-1 in any series ever. In Call of Duty history. So it was really awesome comeback from me, from my guys. I was really proud of everyone. The way they stuck together, the way we kept the vibe going, the way, even though we lost our first 2 hard points ever on land together, we're now 16 and 18 on land. Our 2 losses being the grand finals to Optic on 2 of our best maps. It was really crazy. It was a really awesome feeling. We went out and celebrated a little bit, went to the casino, won some money, some more money and stuff like that. But all in all, we celebrated with $50,000 and another first place championship for FaZe Clan. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a ton of really awesome footage that I've gotten from Gfinity. I did a day in the life traveling to the FaZe house and flying over there. I also got some really, really cool footage, behind the scenes stuff that I will be cutting and uploading for you guys here in the next week or so. It's a lot of footage that I have to go through. There's a lot of editing, a lot of clipping, a lot of stuff like that going on. I want to make these videos where they're my day in the life personal videos a lot more special for you guys than just my gameplays where I record an intro, slap a gameplay on, and upload it. I want to make these like really, really good. I'm gonna shift directions in my YouTube a lot more now that I got this camera. I got the Sony A5000, I believe it is. It's the camera that Attach has, that Replays has. This bad boy right here, and it's actually pretty nice. There's some stuff that I didn't get that I wanted to get due to it shutting off on me for some reason. But hopefully I can have some content uploaded from this Gfinity trip for you guys here in the next couple of days. Thank you guys for tuning in for this Gfinity recap. It's running really, really long at 18 minutes. I know you guys don't really want to watch these long-ass videos, but it's how I do my vlogs after every event. I like to break down every single map and let you know what happens. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you guys definitely tune into the stream over at MLG.tv, and make sure you use all my discount codes, Clayster, for discounts on your products such as Scuff, Control Freak, G Fuel has one for FaZe, and so all that good stuff. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Much love, everyone. Peace out.